Paul Nicole is here. Could you enlighten us a little bit, because we do need to congratulate ourselves that we passed the proposition that takes the ability of politicians to draw the boundaries for these seats, because if I understand correctly, not one incumbent lost in California as far as state assembly, state senate, or congressman.
Correct.
Could you explain to us how that's going to benefit us, that if these seats become a little more competitive?
Just real briefly, and I know people need to leave, but the one thing, and again, this organization, according to the board of directors, is not going to be endorsing or getting involved. But one of the things that many of us in this room have fought for is representation. People are going to fight for water and jobs in the valley. So a couple things happened on election day. The redistricting said, we're going to take the commission and make it independent instead of having legislative leaders drawing the lines. And let me tell you, out of 120 seats, 80 in the Assembly and 40 in the Senate, there's about 8 that are competitive. And what that means is a Republican or Democrat can hold that seat. There's not, like in Los Angeles, you go down to some of those districts, they're 80% Democrat. If you go to Orange County, they're 80% Republican. So that redistricting by a more independent commission will at least help. Look at the 20th Congressional District, right? It goes all the way to Shields down to Arvin-Lamont. What kind of representative can be going back and forth? The district I represented had 4 counties. They're too big, they're gerrymandered, and a lot of these districts, again, are so safe that these representatives don't need to talk to a Democrat if they're Republican or a Republican if they're Democrat. We need more moderates, we need more competitive seats. So number one, redistricting will start taking place now once they get some of the census numbers that happened in 2010. The second thing that's going to help change some of the moderation, I hope, is the open primaries. It's made its way through one of the courts, and that means the top 2 vote getters in the primary will go to the general election. Who fought against the open primaries? Republican Party and the Democratic Party. Why do you think that happened? So hopefully with the open primary, with a more independent commission, we will be able to see more elected officials reaching across party lines. And for many of us in the Valley, look, we don't have time to fight Republicans or Democrats. We have to fight against San Francisco, Los Angeles, and many of these environmental, not all of them are against, you know, we all want clean air, right? We all want good food. We all want the same things that everyone wants for their grandkids. We want clean water, right? But we don't want at expense of the jobs and the livelihood here in the Central Valley. And a lot of these environmental organizations are being smart. They're going after Latino organizations, and they're putting a lot of Latinos on their payroll, right? And you're seeing the movement of a lot of Latinos who are being paid, and they need a job, and they need to feed their family, but they're going out and saying, we need to make sure that we don't have the dams and the infrastructure. So what we need to do is to, one, educate ourselves, go to the website, start reading, go to some of these hearings. Number 2, elect people, whether they're Republican or Democrat, but who are on the same side of the issues that we're fighting for. When you got 60% unemployment in Mendota and Fireball, and we're seeing our families out there, and I'll wrap this up by what we always wrap it up, when you're seeing thousands of families stand in line every 2 weeks for 40 pounds of food on the west side, and you're seeing grandparents and small children for the last year,
we got a problem.
And I'm on that food bank board, and many of you are contributors. They're standing in line today in 6 communities. Thousands. Latinos, veterans, business owners are standing in line today for food in cans because we have elected officials and because we're not doing our part to make sure that we build this infrastructure to get water, to get jobs, to get people back to work. So that was a long answer. I get very passionate about this, but that's why we're all